In this video, I'm going to review the important parts of both a syringe and vial. Whenever you first receive a vial in the mail, it is sterile, meaning it's never been accessed. And you know this because it will always have a colored cap. Sometimes the cap is gray, sometimes the cap is blue, sometimes the cap is yellow. Either way, to access the vial, you will need to flick off the cap and throw it away. Once the cap is flicked off, you throw it away and you never need to use it again. So for example, I have the cap right here and I'm just going to flick it off like that. I would then take the cap and throw it in the trash can. Next, anytime you access a vial, you will always want to clean it for a minimum of 10 seconds. You want to clean the entire surface area of the top part of the bottle. So again, for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to clean for 10 seconds, but anytime you actually do access your vial, you will want to clean for a minimum of 10 seconds. Next, I just want to familiarize you with the part of the syringe. So a syringe, when you first get it in the mail, is typically going to be an insulin syringe. It will come with an orange cap or a white cap on the bottom, and then a more skinnier cap on the top. The skinnier cap always covers the needle, and the larger cap on the bottom is always covering the plunger. First, you'll just pull off the cap that's covering the plunger and you'll throw it away. This part here is the plunger. You just pull back to get air, or once it's in a vial, you pull back to get the medication. The skinnier colored cap covers the needle as such. You always want to keep this part of the needle sterile, regardless of if you put it down. Always make sure you pull it up and avoid the area, touching the area for where you would recap the needle as such. So I also just want to show you the measurements here of the syringe. In a insulin syringe, you are going to see units. So units are smaller than mLs. This syringe happens to be as long as 100 units. 100 units is also equivalent to 1 ml. So for example, 40 units is equivalent to 0.4 mLs. Whenever I draw up medication or air from the syringe, you always want to use the top part right here of the black stopper to go off of as your measurement. So for example, if I want 50 units, I'm going to pull down all the way to the 50 mark. And as you can see, the flat black part, almost kind of like you can see rings here, that is what I'm using as my measurement to guide me for how much medication I need. It is also important that once you've accessed a vial and you use your medication, you do your injection, the needle is then dirty. You never will reuse a needle. You never will reuse a syringe, but you can reuse the vial. And that is why it's very important before you ever access the vial to always clean it off for a good 10 to 20 seconds. Anytime you use a syringe, to dispose of it, you'll want to put it in a sharps container. If you don't have a sharps container, you can get one for less than $10 on Amazon, CVS, Target, Walmart. Any of your local grocery stores or drugstores will have them. If you don't have a sharps container access to one, you can easily dispose of them by finding a tin type of container, such as a coffee tin or where you get laundry detergent. Sometimes it has a nice plastic outside shell. Sometimes the larger milk cartons have that plastic shell. So you can also use that to dispose your syringes in. At the end of the month, you'll take that or whenever you fill, by the time you fill that container or that sharps container, you then will take that entire sharps container. Do not empty out the syringe. Take the entire container that includes all the dirty syringes and gently place it into the trash bag. You will never want to put a syringe, a dirty syringe that's been used, or a clean syringe that's never been used in a trash bag.